From a tape perspective, you commonly hear that tape is dead. The reality is that tape is not dead, right? The reality is that we live in a very litigious environment, one in which there are a lot of government regulations. And I, for one, got to tell you, I love the government. I love Congress. Sarbanes and Oxley, wonderful people. No, they're wonderful people. HIPAA was a godsend. Think about this. Keep data on somebody for the rest of their life. Is that beautiful or what? I heard the other day that people wanted to protect our food source and they thought that we should track every chicken that we slaughter. I, for one, vote for that. We will build more storage. Right? So the reality is that what we're announcing is basically the fact that you have to retain a lot of information. And because of that, you have to figure out how you do that in a cost-effective manner. And there is no lower cost way of storing things than tape. Secondly, if you take a look at from an energy perspective and you compare regular tape to virtual tape, regular tape is 99% less power than virtual tape. Think about it. In a lot of cases, the information that you have has a life cycle to it, right? Very useful at the beginning, and over time, fewer and fewer accesses. And yet in a lot of cases, people have spinning disks that have data on there that hasn't been accessed in the last 5 years. So, better power utilization. And then last of all, the fact that this data can in fact be kept for a long, long, long time. Regulatory requirements, again, require you to keep information for an extended period of time. And with tape, you can actually have a useful life of 30 years with our tape technology. In addition to that, we've done testing where in fact we do 2.5 million passes over that same tape media and in fact guarantee the integrity of that. Now, a lot of people do hazard testing. I'm not saying that HP is the only one that does that. Everybody has their hazards labs where they do shake, rattle, and roll types of testing. But HP believes in not only doing testing in the lab, but testing in the real world. And so we decided to go ahead and put our tape technology to the ultimate test. And the way that we thought we would do that is to take our tapes to the top of the world. And so I'd like to show you a little video clip of, in fact, Tom and Ben Clues as they took our tape technology to the top of Mount Everest. So from a tape technology perspective, again, you heard about the encryption capability that is now built into the tape products, LTO4. We can read and write to LTO3 generations of tape. We can read LTO2. So again, a great investment protection story there. From a mid-range DAT drive, which is again what they took up to the top of Mount Everest, the highest performance, the best throughput of any DAT drive available, 39% fewer watts per gigabyte. And then the tape blades. One of the things that you need to understand from an HP perspective, if you want to understand where we're going directionally, the answer is everything's going to blades. And the reason is real simple. Today, HP has about 42% share of the blade market from a server perspective. We're on our way to 50%. Once you have that kind of market share from a blades perspective, it's easy to understand why you want to take everything to a blade, right? So we have storage blades, and we're now announcing tape blades. Very, very important technology. One of the things that we actually have available with this, and it's primarily designed for the SMB space at this point, is the ability to recover your environment by pushing one button. So let's assume that you have a problem and you have to restore from base metal. You literally have the ability to push one button and it will load the operating system, it'll load the applications, and it'll load the data files. One button. Simplicity to an extreme. And again, at the same time with a 22% reduction in power requirements.